Hey guys, welcome back to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. Now, I don't have a lot of news pertaining to what I'm about to announce today, like dates and stuff like that, because it's just in-game and like info notices, so be aware of that. I don't have an exact date for the stuff I'm about to mention here, but as part of the Chinese New Year celebration, if you don't see this in your news right now, I expect to see it later today or over the course of like tomorrow, next couple of days. We have a lot, and something that a lot of people are missing, actually. Physical Vegito was announced. This is the French version of the game, so it's already in there, probably due to a time zone difference or whatever. But Super Vegito was announced to be coming out as the next festival unit in the game, which is pretty cool. It seems they skipped over Frieza for now, even though his category was found in the files a while ago by Renzi. Also, Super Battle Road is coming, so we will talk about a lot of things in this video, including what this is if you're like a global player that didn't really keep up with JP too much, which is perfectly fine. There are a lot of people that do that, but this is one of the hardest modes, if not the hardest mode for the most part, until you get past like stage 30 in Extreme Z Awakening to ever come into the game. This is one of the hardest modes, so definitely end game content. Forget everything you think you know about how your teams work or how well they'll do. You're going to get your face kicked in several times with this mode. It's very, very stressful, but a lot of fun in my opinion. Especially if you can actually take on the stages with a good team, for example, which not everybody can do, understandably. So, these two things were announced, but there's another little tidbit at the bottom that a lot of people haven't noticed, because I've seen this tweeted to me several times, and I noticed that myself, and I was like, wait, what's this saying? You know, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegito LR. This actually says, I went ahead and translated it, it says, the whole notice, dear players, Chinese New Year's arrives to thank you for your support and your passion during the past year. A total of 16 Chinese New Year's events are now available. The all-new Super Vegito SSR will debut in the Dokkan Festival. In addition, the long-awaited Vegito Super Saiyan Divine, basically God, Super Saiyan LR will make its appearance. So LR Super Saiyan Blue Vegito is about to make his appearance. We don't know when, but it's coming out. It's coming out as part of this event. That's probably why they skipped up with Vegito. They just wanted to announce him as part of an event, and he's definitely long overdue, especially considering that Tech Vegito Blue is a thing. I think that they need to put him out ASAP as far as global is concerned, right? Because at least with global, you have a more viable lifespan for that unit. Because freaking Tech Vegito Blue is literally basically an LR. He outdamages several LRs pretty much at this point. He is ridiculous. He is a monster. And this unit is going to get completely overshadowed by the people that own the Tech Vegito Blue to an extent. Like, I would say that this guy at 100%, for example, will probably be good. But that also means they will probably put the final STR Vegito dupe for global, because JP still needs 3, in the Baba shop, unless they do a simultaneous release, which is something that we thought about. So it may come to JP too, but again, Vegito Blue LR is coming. A lot of people didn't notice that, but I want to say that none of this stuff has been added to DBZ Space's schedule yet. Probably will come as like a form of like a data download or something like that, because if you scroll down here, for example, Physical Vegito is right here, not translated fully. No links. I mean, links are translated, but no passive, no leader skill, none of that stuff. But we do have these two coming out today if anybody cares. I mean, the Gohan's really, really good. Vegeta's okay. Great Saiyaman's really good, though. Also, these are supposed to come as part of the Super Battle Road. These are type-restricted Elder Kais. You can only use these on AGL types, and then there's a Tech one, and there's one for every type. So just if you're wondering what those are, that's what they are if you didn't know already. But yeah, there's also not Vegito Blue in here. So again, they're not done with this. This is just an announcement. So, Physical Vegito. Awesome unit. We're going to talk about him. He is basically the heir apparent to what AGL Vegito was. AGL Vegito was the hands-down best unit in the game for a long time. Physical Vegito will become that in Global for a while until his Tech Vegito Blue counterpart comes out and just totally rips that title from him. So, well, aside from LR cards, but you get my point. But here's the thing. Here's his banner, right? Here's his banner. Here is his featured units. Bear in mind that since it's global, things may change. They may change some of these units. That's what they typically tend to do on global. They did fast track this unit as part of the celebration, I would imagine. Also, maybe that STR Vegito that they quote-unquote intended to be there is part of this too, as well as like why they're doing this a little quicker. Because the Majin Buu category sagas, Majin Buu Saga category is actually a part of the game currently because the free-to-play STR Vegito is a thing in the game already, and he has that leader skill. So they're skipping over a lot of stuff like Kefla and all that other stuff. But here's his banner. The Kid Buu, Buhan, Gotenks, Nice opportunity to get Gotenks again, or Kid Buu if you didn't have them and you want to run those mono teams. You will definitely need those teams if you plan on being competitive in Super Battle Road. But this banner is also a must summon for a lot of people because of one reason, and that reason, by the way, skipped like Bojack's banner and stuff, but that reason is because if I am correct, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but if I recall correctly, he doesn't come back on this banner, unfortunately. He does not come back until the most recent banners, which is a really good opportunity to get him, but until the most recent banners currently live on JP right now, so this will happen months later. The LR cards are available, and he is available on their banner. Of course, physical Vegito blue instead of tack, but, you know. So he doesn't come back for a long time. So if you want to pull for him, I would definitely go for it. It's actually a really good opportunity, even though this is a better opportunity. Just understand that if you play this game, there's always going to be a better opportunity to pull these units than on their initial banners, just because they're going to come back on other banners with other good cards, and that's just how this game is and always has been. So if you've been saving for Vegito, definitely pull the trigger. Go for him there. And, you know, it's a really good place to get him. So here's the Gohan that'll be awarded via Super Battle Road. Defense plus 10,000 at the start of the turn. When HP is 50% or below, he gets 5 key and 25,000 attack, but loses that 10,000 defense that he gains right here. Not that big of a deal because at 100%, which you can do if you get all the dupes, which we'll talk about in a moment, he gets 11,000 defense. And then, of course, that goes in line with him being a part of the Hybrid Saiyan category, getting that monstrous defensive boost from that category leader skill. Also, from Gohan, STR, Ultimate Gohan being on rotation, an additional 50% defense. So all in all, he takes well. Greatly raises his attack for one turn whenever he launches an 18-key super. Best thing about him is that he is an all-types leader. 77% for all-types, 3-key. One of the best leaders in the game. Just period. Because of the versatility of that leader skill. One of the best leaders in the game, and definitely one of the most fun leaders in the game because you can run whatever you want. You don't have to be restricted to running heroes or villains or a mono. You can run whatever you want under this Gohan. So keep that in mind. Of course, he also has LR stats. So, like I said previously, if you're a global player and you're not aware of what Super Battle Road is, this is one of the most hardest modes in the game. And it will change the way you think about constructing teams and units and stuff like that. This mode adds a lot of relevance to units that you wouldn't really typically use on your best possible teams because you really would have no reason to in a lot of cases. Like, for example, AGL Whis is a god here. Okay? STR SSJ3 Vegeta, the Dokkan Festival one, the really, really old one. He is a god here, the tank one. You know, not the GT one. He's a god here. I beat the super tech variation of this with Tech Jocko on my team, the SR, the free-to-play Rainbow Bulma on my team. You know, this isn't a mode that you just say, oh, I'm going to grab my best, hardest hitters and run into. You will literally die in one turn. So be aware of that. But there's 10 stages in total. 2 for each color. 1 for the extremes and 1 for the supers. You fight a minimum of 2 opponents per round. 5 total, or 5 maximum, excuse me. And there are 4 rounds. You still get your normal number of items that you can always use. They don't open up the last 2 item slots. So this will actually be very, very difficult for a lot of people. And again, 10 stages total, 2 per color. So extreme tech, super tech, extreme int, super int, so on and so forth. So as far as the completions go, each time you win a stage, and this is a one-time thing, you get one of these trophy things, Glow of Battle Shop, the little item right here, along with 5 Dragon Stones. There's a lot of Dragon Stones in total, and a lot of those little trophies in total you can get. You can exchange those for the Grand Kais, like I talked about, the type-restricted Grand Kais. I believe you get 2 per trophy reward that you put in. Also, there's a number of 5 Gohans total to acquire. Clear any stage 20 times for 1. That means you can run the Super AGL stage 20 times if you need to get a copy. Clear all of the super type stages, so all 5 super stages get you 1. Clear all extreme stages, get you 2. Clear every single stage, get you 2 more, excuse me. Clear all extreme, get you 1. But yeah, that's 5 total, 1 and then 4 for the paths. It's unfortunate he's an LR already. That means you have to feed him Kais to get him up to a higher SA, which is not that big of a deal. So awesome card individually. Nice leader skill and all that stuff. Lastly, I wanted to talk about Vegito and Vegito Blue. So if you're not familiar with this card, he's the Majin Buu Saga category leader, and he offers 170% HP and defense with 130% attack. He does not have a secondary leader skill that gives 50% to the physical type units. This is where he's link sets, and basically he's AGL Vegito, but better at attack and worse at defense. He mitigates 50% instead of what I believe AGL Vegito did at 80%, which isn't that big of a deal. If you raise his defensive stat by potential orbs, it doesn't matter. It makes up the difference. And on top of that, each time he gets hit, he gets 10% more attack up to a maximum of 100%. This is actually not to be taken lightly. This is a really, really big deal. Giving attack boost to units with counters is a ridiculous thing, which is what makes so many of these Vegito units busted. And that's why a lot of the Vegito units at first, well, namely AGL and Physical Vegito Blue, did not have an attack boost, because an attack boost is a very, very different thing that makes a really, really big difference. So definitely going to be an incredible unit to have, and you're going to definitely want to go for him. So the very last thing I wanted to cover, without wasting too much of you guys' time, like I said, I will do a guide for Super Battle Road. Last thing I wanted to cover, though, was this guy. So I've talked about him several times. They don't have the passive in here. It's very possible that it changes, but until then, the passive is 80% attack and defense with a chance at getting up to 10 key, I think, or 12. I think it was 10. With the lower HP you have, or the higher HP. I can't, man, whatever. It's a thing, okay? Raises attack and defense, and greatly raises attack for the Mega Colossal, God Impact versus Vegito Sword. These are the categories he's in. Awesome card to have. Again, I think it's very pertinent that he comes to Global now. 70% leader for Super Types, pretty good as well. So, yeah, be aware that, guys, he's coming out soon. And that's something I think a lot of people were missing, so I wanted to make sure I pointed that out. Anyways, have an awesome day. And I appreciate you guys' continued support.